welcome to OMG.
Yeah.
I'm here with Mr. Chris McGuire.
And Miss Kim Wolf.
Yes, and Mr. McGuire, I just have to say, you look great today.
Thank you so much.
That yellow flower really complements your skin tone, your eye color. Yeah.
The shine. Just say it.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but
the shine. It complements the shine because you have the bright yellow complements
shining
the shine
as the sun.
As well. Yes. As the sun. That's nice. It's a good little simile you use there too.
Yeah.
As the sun. The bright shining as the sun. I think it's really nice, the flower.
It is. It's great.
It really has no smell, but I think it still complements me very well.
It does. That's great.
I think everyone would agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. So going along with that, a complement then for language arts, what we're talking about with our OMG for today, is a word or group of words that completes the meaning of the verb.
Right. We're not talking about complementing each other, but we're talking about subject complements today, which is a word or group of words that follows a linking verb that renames or describes the subject.
Yeah.
Some common linking verbs include forms of be, such as am, is, are, was, and were, and verbs such as appear, feel, look, sound, seem, and taste.
Right.
Now, they did have some linking verbs. We gave them a list of linking verbs in one of their OMGs if they needed to look back at those. If they're
It's been a while back,
really
but you can go back and look at those.
Sure.
Yeah. Those things that link the subject with the predicate, those linking verbs.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't show any action. No action really going on, but just linking your subject to your predicate.
Right.
That's right. Subject complements, and sometimes can be called predicate nominatives. They can act as either nouns or adjectives according to what their function is in the sentence.
Okay, well that's great. Well, let's talk about predicate nouns. On your guided practice sheet, it says a predicate noun follows a linking verb and defines or renames the subject. For example, the dance is the waltz. You got to find your verb, and is the linking verb in the sentence. Dance is our subject of the sentence, and waltz is the predicate noun because it renames dance. It tells the proper name of the dance.
Exactly, just renaming your subject. And for me, a strategy I like to use that works effectively is taking your verb and figuring out that, and you should know your verb by now at this point in our OMG. So if you can find your verb, and in this case we know is, and then we can find our subject, and in this case is dance, and I always ask myself what after finding my subject and verb. So
that dance is what? Yeah,
the dance is what? And whatever the answer to that question is in your sentence, that's going to be your subject complement.
So it can be either predicate noun or predicate adjective.
That's right. Okay. So figuring out what the word is first off, and then figuring out, okay, what's it going to do in the sentence? Like we talked about just now, predicate noun. It's going to be something that renames the subject. Right. It has to be something that is a noun, a person, place, thing, or idea. But then you have also a predicate adjective, and it follows a linking verb and describes the subject, telling what qualities it has. So it's going to be a descriptive word, not a subject itself, but it's going to describe your noun. Like, my head is shiny.
So you're talking about a predicate adjective describing your head shiny.
Exactly.
Okay.
So my head is my subject, or head is my subject, is my verb, and shiny is my predicate adjective.
That's simple.
It describes head. It can't rename head, but it's describing my head as shiny.
That's a good example there.
Yeah, there you go. And if you look at the example on your guided practice, it says the dancers are graceful. Dancers are graceful. Dancers is your subject. Are is your verb. Okay. And then you're going to ask yourself, dancers are what? So dancers is the subject of the sentence, and graceful then is the predicate adjective. It answers that question. Dancers are what? Graceful.
Graceful. And so it's describing. Okay, that's an important note. So look at your directions for the guided practice. In the following sentences, underline each linking verb once, underline each subject complement twice. Then on the line provided, write PN if the complement is a predicate noun, and PA if it's a predicate adjective. And it says sometimes a sentence may have more than one complement.
Exactly. Like if I were to say, my head is shiny and beautiful.
So shiny and beautiful would be the two complements.
Both describing the same subject. That's right. So let's look at example number 1. It says dancing is one of the oldest forms of communication. So let's go back to that skill that we just talked about, and let's find our verb is, and let's find our subject, in this case, dancing. So dancing is what? Dancing is forms. Okay, so we're going to look and try to find that one word that is a complement. We know it's not dancing is one. Dancing is one.
Right.
It doesn't talk about, doesn't rename or talk about or describe the subject. Dancing is of, that's a preposition, doesn't work. Dancing is the, that's an article, it doesn't rename or describe dancing. Dancing is forms. Forms, yeah, that describes my subject, talks about my subject in some way.
So now forms, is it renaming dancing?
Forms is renaming dancing, yes.
Okay.
So it's describing it by renaming it, yes. So forms then is going to be my subject complement, and it's a predicate noun.
Predicate noun.
So PN for number 1.
Okay, so now that we're on a roll, let's look at number 2.
That's right.
Dancing is movement in rhythm, usually accompanied by music. So finding my verb is, I know my subject's dancing, and so then dancing is what? And it's movement. So then again, it's describing it more if it's a movement.
It's a person, place, thing, or idea. Your movement. It's a movement.
Okay, so that would be a predicate noun.
And predicate noun. Yeah, all of them are describing them in some way, but you have to look at whether or not it's a noun or an adjective. It's an adjective that's describing it without naming it. Number 3, ballet is a form of formal dancing performed for audiences. Number 3, what's our verb? Is. What's our subject? Ballet. Ballet is what? Ballet is form. So again, we have form there is another noun. So it's a predicate noun. It's a person, place, thing, or idea. A form. It's something.
Okay, number 4. Oriental dances are very traditional. Here, my verb is are, linking verb are. Dances would be my subject. And then, what are dances? Traditional. So that would be an adjective. Then.
Yeah,
predicate
that form
adjective.
describes it without renaming it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can't say dance is traditional art. It's the same thing as renaming it. So traditional is going to be a
predicate adjective.
Predicate adjective. That's right. So now they're going to look at their guided practice for today, their skills practice for today, and numbers 1 through 10 for compliments for today.
OMG, get it done.